There are no jokies. Holy smokies. Just now, Raoul issued a very serious warning. You should pay attention to that warning. Additionally, the Chinese are getting more heated. Goldman Sachs recently stunned everyone, and Senator Loomis claims there is just one way to pay off the $36 trillion 0-cent debt. All of that will be discussed, along with a depressing day for gamers everywhere that might have something to do with cryptocurrency. Therefore, we will also discuss that. All I ask is for music to make me smile and spread positive energy. Friday likes are free, so smishty, hit that like button. Let's get started. Don't claim I don't spoil you. As of right now, XRP is up 0.19% at $2.21, while Bitcoin was up over 1% at 97,400 on the same day. The current market is unsure on how to react to this information. In April, the U.S. economy added 177,000 jobs, which was more than the 138,000 that were anticipated, and the unemployment rate was 4.2, which was also in line with forecasts. The number of positions in March was reduced from 228 to 185. The labor market continues to maintain steady. Therefore, why is it so unclear, and why do the odds not actually predict what the Fed will do in 5 days? It appears that he will maintain interest rates at their current level with a 97.7% probability. In a way, it's a little perplexing because while it's only been one quarter and you had a negative GDP, 2 more quarters would indicate a recession and a bad labor market, right? What does it mean, therefore, if the job market is robust but our GDP is negative? Does he take any action? Is he doing nothing? As a result, the market is extremely confused when it is like this. People are sitting on the sidelines as a result of the confusion that breeds uncertainty. We are currently in a position where the stock market is rising nicely. Nasdaq was up 1.71% at 1.8%. As you can see, the VIX, or Fear Index, is declining by 7% today. The teenagers are getting closer and closer. Teenagers are a crucial stage for the VIX, as we have discussed numerous times. We will thus keep an eye on that and its development. As usual, this is not financial advice. Always do your research before making an investment. I have no idea what the market will do on a daily basis. Once more, it is heavily influenced by the outcomes of these statistics, Trump's statements, government actions, and international events. Additionally, there are numerous components and variables that contribute to it. I will thus never advise you to purchase anything with the intention of holding onto it or selling it. Ultimately, the choice is totally yours, and you must decide what is best for you. Therefore, it's crucial to keep it in mind. It's interesting that Goldman Sachs recently announced that it is stepping up its efforts in the Bitcoin space. Morgan Stanley and Schwab entered the cryptocurrency sector, and Goldman Sachs now claims to be stepping up. Well, let's hear what they had to say. Is stepping up its efforts to acquire digital assets. In the midst of President Trump's pro-crypto shift, the company is increasing trading activity, investigating crypto lending, and placing significant bets on tokenization, especially for treasuries and money market funds. On stage at the Token 2049 conference in Dubai, I had a conversation with Goldman's head of digital assets to find out where the bank is betting. As clients, we're also considering different types of improvements in terms of product offerings, become more active, and I believe that the variety of clients that are now keen to sort of get more actively involved in trading, sort of at the asset class, is one of the most important things we've observed. Additionally, we are somewhat focused on loans. That is something we aim to expand up in the not-too-distant future as well, subject to a number of different permissions. As a result, we are rather active in that area, working as secondaries with private equity, etc. Tokenization and the usage of collateral mobility are the main drivers of the second half of the business. And this is, in my opinion, one of the largest opportunities we see from a more conventional financial standpoint. Considering that Donald Trump has stated that when the United States is the global center of cryptocurrency, what does that actually mean? It indicates that a 24-hour marketplace is most likely required. The ability to tokenize treasuries, money market funds, and other asset classes becomes crucial as people begin trading outside of regular market hours in order to maximize your margin allocation. After that, there is simply a lot more usefulness in and around it. Tokenization has therefore been a major area of interest for us. Thus, as we consider our projects, one of which is in that area, and consider its potential for institutional applications, it simply begins to grow, generate liquidity, and establish a substantial market. He therefore made extensive use of keywords there. For example, terms that are popular in the market include tokenization, lending, liquidity, and so on. It would be intriguing to observe how these major players, such as Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, Schwab, and others, will enter the market directly, or whether they wish to collaborate with a company that may help them gain a foothold. Therefore, it will be fascinating to watch how that turns out. All right, a fascinating tale now. I'm not sure how many of you are keeping up, but Grand Theft Auto 6 has been postponed for another year to May 26, 2026. Naturally, a large number of individuals worldwide are also disappointed. And this is where the question will lie. Why are they acting in this manner? There is a lot of conjecture that they have determined that given Goldman Sachs and the influx of wealthy individuals into the cryptocurrency industry, they would lose out on significant revenue if they did not incorporate cryptocurrency into their strategy. And that's why a lot of people are making assumptions. Once more, there is conjecture that the reason for the delay is that they decided to incorporate cryptocurrency into the game and platform. Otherwise, why is there a 1-year delay? It has been extremely clandestine and has been postponed several times. Therefore, it will be intriguing to observe whether that influences future events in any way. Additionally, Senator Cynthia Lummis stated that the best way to address the U.S.'s $36 trillion zero-cents debt is to approve the Bitcoin Act. Once more, it will be fascinating to observe the influence of these U.S. actions. How will this impact Bitcoin? The Genius Act, the Stablecoin Act, and the Bitcoin Reserve? Will this have any long-term impact on the extremely large national debt? In the upcoming 5 to 10 years, that will be the primary question that we attempt to answer. It will take some time for the markets to fully comprehend what this means, how they can profit from the cryptocurrency market, and how the United States can profit from it as well. I don't think anything will change in the next year or two. Therefore, it will be fascinating to observe how that develops. Here's another story now. I won't attempt to pronounce his name, but China is thinking about sending a top security official to meet with the Trump team for trade discussions. As a result, there are increasing indications that the Chinese leadership is beginning to open up to talks. It goes without saying that negotiations do not guarantee a trade agreement. But as the 90-day period draws near, keep in mind that Trump paused the reciprocal tariffs for 90 days. It will be intriguing to observe whether this accelerates as that day draws nearer and whether we learn of more and more agreements being made with other nations, and that will be quite fascinating. Additionally, the stock market is performing really well. Lots and lots of green days. Though not as robust as the stock market, the cryptocurrency market is nonetheless seeing extremely significant movements from the local lows. It will be interesting once more. Many individuals like Raoul are saying, "Don't F this up," in his humble view. He also discusses how difficult it is to see and hear. I will therefore play this. I hope you can hear him, but if not, I'll summarize the main points of what he said and demonstrated. In essence, he is displaying these banana zone graphs from earlier cycles, correct? The cycles of the preceding 4 years. Furthermore, we are aware that it has somewhat changed thus far, indicating that we have not yet reached the banana zone. Let's listen to his thoughts. Challenging period. There was a correction zone, another correction zone, and then the banana zone. Is that correct? Additionally, these are the last 3 cycles. We'll go on to the next stage of correction